Hello everyone! Welcome! I am your Dungeon Master, Harna, and joining me is my regular rigmarole of players. Let's kick it off by the person who looks least like a groundhog. And then we'll just work our way up from there.
I can't really think of what a groundhog looks like off the top of my head.
I mean, you have access to Google Images.
Let me Google a groundhog. If anyone's very un-groundhog, you can go.
How groundhog can you make yourself look?
Goddamn! I said the least groundhog, and you're all hesitating,
I'm
nah.
Googling what a groundhog looks like.
I was waiting for Ryan, but I'll go first because I've also got the beard and.
I said least. I said we'll start with the least. God damn it! You fucking bring that people.
That's why I'm
The
waiting.
first person who comes in should be the least groundhoggy.
Mary, you're not a groundhog. Go.
I deduction that I don't have a beard. Hi, I'm Mary. I play Astrid. It's more clear. I'll pass on to the next.
Next one without the beard.
You're not very groundhoggy, George.
I mean, groundhogs also don't really have a beard. They're covered in fur, but that's kind of all animals. Anyway, hi, I'm George. I guess because I don't have a beard, I'm more naked mole rat themed. I play Alice Moreau, the Owl and Druid, and I'll pass it over to the next groundhog boy.
About to say, you could just be a blue groundhog if you really want to. Oh,
Let's not get technical.
I'm Will, playing Volgia the Jurgar Ranger, and I'll pass on to one of the two groundhog people. Corner.
Sure, I'll go next. Just to dip Ryan in it. Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Boris Darkhoof, the Sato Rogue Fighter, and I'll pass it on to the most like a groundhog.
Hello. I am the most groundhoggy person, apparently. My name is Ryan, and I am playing Cyrus Revanmar, the Acemar Barbarian. Back to the DM, who does not look like a groundhog.
It's fucked up
It's not
that,
an insult.
can't believe Mary fancies a groundhog. It's kind of weird.
Every day is Groundhog Day.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like what that suggests.
Is the groundhog the one where they see if he gets scared by his own shadow, or is that something else?
Yeah, that's the groundhog. Yeah, if he comes out and sees his shadow, then it means that the winter will end soon. I think. I don't know. It's all a big fuck. It's all ran by the Illuminati. You know, it's all those guys in suits. They just make up shit. The poor groundhog's just there. Anyway.
I like how I looked up Groundhog and it just immediately showed me pictures of Bill Murray, and I'm like,
What a great film. It's
He
in the
does
West
look
End.
a lot like a groundhog.
The musical. I'll go see it. Anyway, sidetracked. Who wants to remind me what happened last time?
Everyone had a nice little drink in a tavern. Except Volgir, who went and shot some Almirages. And Atlas, who nearly died 5 fucking times.
yeah, fighting a Jabberwock.
Yeah.
Barros got time with his dear old dad. His dad's built a shrine to him. We got to see what life was like on Lush.
It's pretty nice. We got pretty pished.
Yeah, pretty. I was gonna say pretty pice. It's pretty nice. We got pretty pissed. There's one guy who just looks after the fire. He loves fire. That is his entire existence. Fire.
Cyrus woke up pantsless, and also all his other clothesless.
And Barros woke up with my pants. So, win for Barros. And a donkey. For reasons. We got some fresh food. We also got a piece of Saparna from Barros's granddaddy. He very happily was like, oh, you want this? I'll give it to you. I feel younger already. And he was literally younger already.
And then I forgot to put it in the star mark and got 1 year older.
Yeah,
I'm mature now.
Cyrus thinks she's gonna die in half a day. It's a concern.
We almost got rid of Tewa, but to Volgir's deep disapproval, they stay.
Yeah, even with Barros, they should probably go.
Oh, and thanks to Barros' magic granddad, we gained a day because the time didn't pass.
Yep.
Yeah. Cyrus got a sword because we established that he's the only person that could use
Technically,
it.
Atlas got a sword, but she couldn't use it, and she's not petty enough to just keep it.
Yeah, so she gave it to Cyrus, so he got a sword. And even though Barros and probably Astra could also use the sword, but they gave it to Cyrus because swords are his thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, Sparrows wouldn't be able to use his sneak attack with it. It's too heavy.
And we're trying to encourage Astra to heal more, bonk less.
Yeah, I don't have the feet.
A lot, okay.
She does enough bonks with her spiritual weapon. Do the spiritual bonk, that is good. And maybe hit spells from range, because when you didn't hit spells from range, you kinda died.
See, I just heard whenever you said spiritual bonk, I just had an image of like a monk or someone just got nodding, and then someone about 20 meters that way went.
See, when spiritual bonk is said in my head, I just imagine a ghost like bam, bam, bam. But like not doing much damage because they're a ghost. It's just kind of like, stop it.
Like batting, going straight through.
That's why you whack your head off door frames. Someone somewhere giving you a spiritual bonk.
Well, whichever
shorten the door frame for a foot.
Whichever spiritual asshole came for me yesterday, I got my pocket tied in the door and I hit my face on the door because my pocket got stuck on the door handle. That was not cool. You damn spiritual bonkist.
Why are you pissing off ghosts, Ryan?
I don't know. Didn't think I was offending any of the spiritual community.
That is funny to imagine that like tall people just piss off more ghosts in general.
Because we're tall?
Oh, short people who die just see you and they're like, hey, fuck that guy.
Pretty much.
Barry, is that your plan when you die? Tall people.
Harry's gonna come for me when he's dead. Every time I stub my toe, I'll be like, Harry, I know it was you.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys are all currently aboard the Chimera. You are yet to starshift though. But your engines have all recharged. You're good to travel. And the fact you've gained a day because of the Fey magic, or effectively you've not lost a day, rather. You are able to take a slightly, potentially, safer route through amalgamate space, which will not put you in the potential dangers of the deep space, like deep expanse, like the uncharted, uncolonized regions, and at the very least unpoliced regions of the space of the
I love that
expanse.
we're like, oh yeah, amalgamate space, much safer than deep space, when amalgamate space is where we're wanted as terrorists.
Yeah.
Also, just remembered, Sunshine and Dee's got it on.
They did.
Sunshine
That
was
did happen.
leaving my room in the morning.
There's gonna be so much fur in your mattress.
It's never gonna wash out.
But you don't know about that because only Astra saw.
Yep.
And she's not the telling kind. So, now that we have gained a day or not lost a day, what route do we want to take?
Sunshine's just like sat on the dining table with his little like deck of playing cards, just like playing solitaire. I don't really care as long as we get to go somewhere I get to hit something soon. I'm getting kind of bored.
If we've gained a day, are the numbers still?
They are now correct. They are now with you gaining a day. They have been updated because it took you guys 1 day to travel from there to there, and at that point they'd already set off. So you both have traveled to this distance, and now you are at these new counts.
Okay.
So technically, if you move the same time, they are now here. So they are entering day 2 as you enter day 1, if that makes sense.
So we're essentially a day behind them now.
I think, yeah, well, you're...
Because this is 1 while they're entering 2.
I remember when they moved. because you guys did that, and then they have just left. So no, she got the information they've left. So the numbers are all correct as they currently stand. The numbers are all correct because they have only just moved to 1. So you guys have got your first move now.
So in order to get ahead of them, we have to dip into the slightly outer region.
Not necessarily, but the numbers are all correct because they have actually technically right now no one has moved, but they've moved this morning. So they are ahead of you in the sense that they have already moved today, but they can't necessarily starshift again today. So you guys, no matter what, you could pick to go here, 1, but then they'll just keep being ahead of you, So yeah, so the numbers are accurate. So they're there whenever you move to 1, they've already moved now. So that's their move, basically.
So the only time we're going to interconnect is our previous plan, where basically day 7.
Yeah, because you're going to basically intersect them because they are going on a slightly. They're traveling what is effectively known as it's a very popular traders route that kind of follows that band all the way connecting Suderix Occidentalis all the way around to Uri. It's a very popular trading route that they're traveling on. It's well patrolled, well guarded. So you guys, by you kind of coming up here around it, they would be faster going directly from their day 4 to here. But they're sticking to the safer route where they know it's safe. There's a lot of patrols around, lots of good satellites, that kind of thing. It's basically taking the motorway. It's not necessarily as direct as going the country roads, but it has all the other benefits and luxuries and things like that.
What if we went this way? So if this is the safer route that has patrols, what if we cut up here early and then just go straight across this band?
You can do that as well.
It's the same amount of spaces, but less traffic.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, so you're going to go for that route instead. You're going to kind of stick to that outer band. Still stay
once we get past this deep space.
I think so.
So you're going to be doing 1, 2, 3. Like that. You're going to take the purple line, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the plan.
Is it a good plan? Who knows? But we're gonna find out.
These says if you need her, she probably is actually mulling around the engine bay at the minute, checking some things over herself. Oh, she doubts Cyrus's ability or anything.
She obviously doubts my ability. Why else would she be checking it?
Well, she spends a lot of time in all the areas. She spends a lot of time checking the ship's weaponry. Well, she spends most of her time checking the ship's weaponry out. She's always checking the guns are aligned properly and everything's all set and they're fully armed and ready to go and things like that. But at the minute she's in engineering and Sunshine's playing solitaire. And the Chimera is in the car.
Trying to check Atlas's navigation, and Atlas just turns head 180 degrees to look at her
But yep.
He's leaning over your shoulder. You make eye contact, direct eye contact.
If you guys are setting off to travel, I do require a couple of... Let's see, we rolled them last time. I don't think we did. Yeah, I need a couple of D100 rolls, please.
60.
No onboard hazard. I need a roll for offboard hazards, please.
I can do that.
No offboard hazards either.
I love the fear of rolling onboard and offboard hazards purely because you know that if you roll something, everyone's gonna be like, "Ah, why'd you do that?" It's not random
I'm sorry,
chance.
it's not my fault. Literally the roll of a dice.
Yes, you are heading towards the Solitude Enigma sector if you are jumping. You charge up the Starshift drive. You feel the familiar as you blast forward, jettisoned towards your destination. Takes you, the hour to travel such a long distance. But yeah, the Chimera does move into a system that you have all been to before. In fact, this was the first system that you guys actually jumped to originally. You have kind of done a big loop, almost.
2 steps back.
Your big squiggly circle.
This sector, as you kind of know, primarily uninhabited, just because of its lack of habitable planets. It's kind of used like to pass through. You know that there are these luminous interstellar clouds. They're like these like cosmic storms that offer these like beautiful cosmic vistas, but are a little bit difficult to navigate. And there is in the center this beautiful burning star, the Twilight Star, which is this like it radiates like this like gentle iridescent light. That's like ethereal twilight glow, kind of it's like covered in landscape. And yeah, you know, near that there is the Luminara Spire, which orbits it's like an elven designed space station that orbits the actual star itself, the Twilight Star itself. That's the only real point of note on your HUD as you kind of fly through.
This was the station that was blown up, right?
Nope.
That was the Nexus.
That was
Nexus. Yeah. Luminara Spire was actually, unless the Illithid took a different route after Carius Nebula, because it looks like they came down instead of going to the left.
They came from dark space. Lovely. Possibly. Who knows? Do we want to investigate the spire or just cruise past it?
I mean, like I can describe if you like got close enough to like look a bit closer, you would see it's a colossal structure resembling a radiant crystal spire, almost like a giant teardrop that had been like pulled at each end by like a gossamer thread. Covered in delicate arches, luminescent glyphs that weave like a tapestry all the way across its surface. It's not smooth, it's all like curves and like filigree and things like that all over. And there are like these like probably like a big belt kind of on one end with these like glowing look like maybe gardens that are just visual from the outside, and by those gardens it looks like there is areas to land or dock if you so wished.
What's everybody thinking?
Barrett will turn around and just be like, I mean, we've got nothing else to do for the next
8 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours.
day.
Not 8 hours.
The next 24 hours, so we might as well land.
Yeah, the last time you avoided the spire and you just like chilled around on your own ship and did your own stuff. But yeah, if there's nothing you want to necessarily do on your own ship, you can just head towards it.
For yourself, I've got a lot of berries that are about to go bad. I know they're about to go bad because I wrote "use fast" as one word in all caps.
Where is everyone on the ship?
I've already told you where the NPCs are. Need reminded, let me know.
Atlas probably would have been up front helping plan out the route as a kind of navigator.
Because you've already traveled here before, you don't really need to navigate this route.
I like to pretend to be helpful.
Oh no, you still, Atlas still has a job to do, but you don't have to like roll. I'm not going to make you roll to, you know.
Yeah, but you've also got berries to do, so I assume that's where you're
once we've
gonna
jumped,
go.
Atlas will head to the kitchen to try and brew up some fucking berries.
Sure. You will need someone to navigate you towards that thing if you're going to move.
Well, then I guess I'll wait until we get there to brew my berries.
I mean, someone else could do it. You'd also ask Sapana to do it.
No, she has to be helpful. She gotta do it.
Okay.
She causes
would be
too much
helpful
trouble
by-
on the ship
you
to
would
not be
be-
at least a little useful.
You would be helpful by also brewing beer, or wine, or whatever you were planning on making. That also would be helpful.
Make
Keep
me
the spirits high.
a navigator tools check, please, Atlas.
Things that I don't have still.
Because, you know, now that you're not jumping, it's still like you have to travel.
It's just
Thousands of
wisdom
miles
if
through
I
the
don't
space.
have navigators.
Excuse me.
If you don't have navigator's tools, you can just use wisdom.
I
wisdom
have
check.
the like hollow strap.
Yeah, that's fine. That you can add half a proficiency bonus then, or +1, I think it is. Whatever it says in the item.
At 20.
Nice. Yeah, you find a shortcut. You come across one of these little wormholes that's like near some cosmic cloud.
I love that this entire campaign is just Atlas being like, fly through the wormhole barrels.
And if you see the wormhole there, you know that you can. It'll pop you right out, right next to the spire itself.
Good idea. To fly through the wormhole.
It would mean that
Why?
you would lose like no time traveling, so you'd have more time to explore the station before your thing is charged up, or more time for Atlas to like go about her business. Like if she wants to do any of her downtime, or anyone who's flying as well, the pilot, anyone like that who want to do more downtime would have more time effectively to like do their jobs. Or you can just travel. It'll take you probably about like 5 hours of constant flying to like get there.
Why do you sound suspicious when you say flying through the wormhole?
You're just an overly suspicious person.
But you say it in a way of like a dare, like go through the wormhole. Not, it would be a good idea to go through the. Why do you have to say it the way that you say it?
Barros is already like beaming
I
for that
didn't know you were
wormhole.
a speech coach, Cyrus.
No, I notice things.
Yep. So Barros
So
is
you're
pilot.
saying you don't question everything that's said anyway?
You're saying you entirely trust Atlas when she says things like that.
I'm saying the opposite.
So you're in agreement with me.
Yes. I'm saying you even have a bit of questioning when she says that.
Oh, right, I get it. As in, why bother questioning it? Because it's clearly something suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Right, gotcha.
I feel like all of you people are too suspicious.
With good reason.
You see flashing up on the HUD, Barros's like route, like as the Atlas has mapped it, like turning in towards the wormhole. Like you're kind of like going down in like a left bank.
Yep. Do you
Okay,
need
so
a
Astra-
check for that?
Okay, we'll come back to it in a second. Astra, were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, whilst they're arguing, Astra's probably just there trying to figure out her herbalism kit. You're all suspicious. Astra, like,
This
Like,
is
looking through it.
siege, and this is paste.
I mean, like inside it, there are clippers, mortal and pestle, a variety of like pouches and vials, kind of all the way through. Yeah, Barros, you with the nat 20 for the navigator's check. If you are unhappy with that result, you can make a space vehicles check to try to override Atlas's navigation and just kind of take it in your hands. Otherwise, you can just like follow the route marked. It's a very simple, because
Yeah,
she's done
just
such a
follow
good
the route
job
map.
at navigating it. It's a very easy course to follow. It's basically like following like checkpoints on like a video game. It's like your speed should be like 100 miles an hour now it should be 200 miles an hour. Like it's like, it like has like speed targets to hit and things like that as well, so like it keeps you on track. And like some pilots also there like Barros, whenever we hit the wormhole, we need to make sure that we're going at the speed of exactly 88,000 miles an hour, or we'll get burned up horribly, like that kind of thing.
Or you're gonna say some
88,000, you say?
crazy shit.
I know you do. Your ship doesn't go that fast. As funny as that would be. Yeah, but you like pull up alongside and you like jump and you feel it's kind of like star shifting, but it feels a little bit more organic. It doesn't feel as clean. It doesn't feel as like it is like the difference between analog current and like DC. It's like literally that like shifting, or star shifting is like you're on and you're off, and this is more like a wavy, tumbly. This is very much the TARDIS going through, like being spun around a little bit, like things get jostled around. It's not a comfortable ride.
So you're saying it's,
I would say
like
it's
a TARDIS and we've got an incompetent driver.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a train versus a roller coaster.
Yeah, but pretty much. But yeah, eventually, after a few seconds of travel, you out the other side, and the ship naturally just like the deceleration. Although you are still, you've not touched the controls or anything like that, the sudden shift of slowing down, even though you've not done anything, it feels like you're braking, like an emergency stop, and then you continue and you're still going very fast. You come out the other side and you see the spire like looming before you now in its full glory, this like white marble structure with these like golden arches all through it, these big bioluminescent gardens, the landing pads all around near like the widest point on that belt.
Yep, just drive through and start the process of landing on this station.
Yeah, you can either land the whole Chimera. There are large enough areas to do that, or if you wanted to, you could just send out your shuttle and leave Chimera like a bit further back if you so wished.
Leave the Chimera with the Chimera and take the shuttle.
I'll leave the Chimera on the Chimera.
I'll turn
I mean,
around.
he's been good for now, but
How many
Also,
people want to go on this station?
What's Tewa gonna do? Fly away with the ship? They're smart. They're not that smart.
they could get restless inside and set fire to it again. Although they've been told no fire in the ship.
I mean, you could just leave like Sunshine to watch him.
Why do I feel like Sunshine and the Chimera will start fighting?
Sunshine.
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 Listen, for old time's sake, me and Tewa haven't had any tussles. Maybe we should, though. That could be fun.
Not on the ship.
Not on the ship.
Fine. You all are boring.
Look, it took us enough effort to get this ship, and then enough effort to get the ship a second time. We're not setting fire to it. Unless it's like a really good time to do so, and we have another ship, like, ready.
I mean,
I don't think any of us should split up considering the Jabberwock scenario.
What do you mean, the Jabberwock scenario? I came out of it with a cool sword and a head I'm gonna pick up later. Maybe you guys couldn't handle a monster one-on-one, but this owl's got it.
Tewa like looks up from his nap, like 3 heads.
Okay, 2-on-1, but still.
Somewhere Saturn's like,
His little goat ears are burning.
Astra says no, he's like, yes, we shouldn't go on our own.
yep, and you can take the whole ship down if you don't want to split the party at all, or like, it's just an option.
Well, I wouldn't mind visiting different places. I've had to stay on the ship a few times to watch the rabbit, which...
You don't need to do. What am I gonna do?
Yeah,
Ship.
we're
Maybe.
fine. We don't. Well, you're not going to do that,
Listen
are
to the
you?
authorities. Be a dick in general.
Yeah, probably. Probably all those things, honestly.
Being a dick doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do something evil.
Doesn't mean they're gonna do something evil, but it definitely, you know, preempts evil often. Like, how many good dicks do you know?
It depends on your definition of a good dick.
I feel like this conversation has 2 meanings. Me personally, none.
Speaking from experience, all the dicks that I know are real assholes, so...
Exactly.
Even yours?
Okay, I feel like you're dipping into the second meaning of that, and... You know what I mean.
Well, you're not gonna rise to it because your dick's an
I am-
asshole, and thus is incapable of rising.
Don't try and prove the point that dicks are assholes because you're cementing Atlas's opinion of you.
Eh.
I feel like you guys are talking about something that I was not trying to say.
Basically, yeah.
Anyway, let's just take the ship to this station and have a look around. Maybe we'll find, Greasy Joe.
Or regular Joe.
Maybe
Average Joe.
maybe this time, Greasy Joe is the dick and regular Joe is the good guy.
It's their twin brother, Average Joe.
Yep.
Right, put the whole ship to London.
Yep, whole ship comes in for a landing. You set a course and just put it down.
Harry made a sleeve for his mic so it
Yeah,
was
they know.
hidden, but he can't pull it all the way down because it cuts into his body.
Yeah, I think it looks better like this. It's fine. It does what I intended to do, which is it leaves a good void to my right. Anyway. So you basically just plot your course to come down, which you do. Ship lands, and as it lands, you receive a hail pretty much immediately as you land.
Yep, hail up.
Hello,
Remember, your
welcome
name is Barry.
aboard the Luminara Spire. I am Thalarin Windrush. Please state your name, ship identification, and purpose for your visit, please.
This is Captain Barry Lightshoe of the Chimera, and we're here for recreational. We're here visiting.
Very well, Mr. Lightshoe. Just so you're aware, we do not allow some contraband on the Luminara Spire. So anything you're planning on bringing, just ensure it is of non-organic nature unless it's attached to yourself. That means no food or drink or any of that substance. There is plenty here to enjoy, but we are just trying to maintain a enclosed ecosystem.
How do you feel about pets?
What pet do you require to come aboard?
The Chimera.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
There's also a
Do they
squirrel.
Do they know about us? Is that gonna raise some flags? Chimera. Where have I heard that
Where have I
before?
heard about a chimera?
Well, unfortunately, we would not be able to permit a beast of such unpredictable nature aboard the Luminara Spire. If you would truly insist that you need to bring it on, we can provide them a custom suit made of our Guardian Sentinels that will be able to prevent it from contaminating the atmosphere.
I'll just stay on the ship with him.
That should be fine. I think we can leave it on the ship.
Wonderful. I'll also be posting a few Guardians around your vessel just to ensure its safety and the safety of our people.
Understood.
Marvelous. Please cooperate with them as much as you can. If they request anything of you, any issues, you can simply request to speak to an overseer and they will point you in the right direction.
Very well.
Have a lovely stay in the Luminara Spire. And then the transmission terminates. You see on your radar before you can get off, there is about 6 little small size flying things, which are set kind of like around the ship. Not quite at like all the compass bearings, but like, equidistant from each other.
Volga will turn around to this conversation and just go, it's dawned on me. We have assumed identities, but our holostraps still say our actual name.
Well, that's why I was trying to get us to score to get false identities, but unfortunately gotta save the folks first.
I don't suppose there's any way of programming a pseudo-identity onto a holostrap Volgear.
That's what I'm wondering if I can do that with the spare ones I've got, because they're going to be burnt now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's something you could definitely try to do. It probably would take some time.
How suspicious would it be for someone to just not have a hollow strap?
It wouldn't be overly suspicious. It would be maybe a little bit concerning. It would probably be the same as like seeing someone who like wasn't wearing shoes. Like it wouldn't be like, you know,
That's a criminal, right?
yeah,
there.
it wouldn't be like an immediate red flag, but it's like that's
We'd be
kind
like,
of like
huh, that's
what's up with that?
odd.
Like maybe they can't afford it, like that's. But like you know, a hollow strap is kind of everyone's like bread and butter. Like that's how you get paid. That's how you spend
Like a
money. Yeah, it's your phone. There's probably like old versions of hollow straps, like big clunky ones, like a Nokia brick-esque.
Nokia brick.
Yeah.
The things that could probably blow up a ship if you throw them at it.
There's a barbarian out there whose main weapon is just bludgeoning someone to death with his big clunky hollow strap.
Juno just asked to go out.
Take Juno to the bathroom. Okay, first.
I mean, I can give it a shot.
Yeah, you can certainly give it a try. Do you have a like forgery kit or anything of that nature that might give you like a little edge on like, you know, falsified documents and things like that?
One. Do I? I don't think I have that. Interesting one.
It would make the check easier if you had it, because that would give you like, you know, blocks of like code and things like that you could like sub in. Like a forgery kit traditionally is obviously more like, you know, ink and parchment, things like that. But, you know, we'll take things, you know, a little bit more loosey goosey. Like it could be used. Like you can get creative with tools and things like that. What tools do you have?
That's what I'm just looking at, and for some reason I can't find any tool, which doesn't need to work out. But you get at least one.
It depends on your background.
Mm. Yeah, I don't. But I suppose I could go buy them. Go out and buy it.
Yeah, you can definitely do it.
I don't have it because for some reason I don't have a lot of money.
Maybe some people
you
spent it all.
had a drunken night and you spent a lot of money, or you lost a lot of money. One of the two. Your drunken night did not go well for you.
No, yeah, I spent half my money, didn't I? While back. Spent like I had a load of money and then I lost it all on a statue, didn't I?
Well, the statue, but also the drunken night on Lush.
Oh, that one as well.
What is I thought Vulgar? No, it was Atlas
No.
who made money. Atlas made money.
Atlas made money, Vulgar lost money.
Yeah, it was just like my
You
coin
shouldn't
pouch
drink.
disappeared.
You just shouldn't drink,
No.
Vulgar.
No. I'll go out hunting for one then.
Yep, that's fair
Hunting
enough. You can do that.
I'll let everyone know where I'm going. So if anyone wants to join.
The only tools you have proficiency in are space vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So any tools you have would be you wouldn't have proficiency. You wouldn't really use your proficiency bonus with them. So you'd just be making DC like a flat roll, but it would enable you to like do this, and it would make the DC slightly easier.
Yeah. One second. Let me just.
And I will say something like a forgery kit is not necessarily the kind of
Easy to
thing
buy.
you would find in like
Legal.
yeah, like a legal shop. That's definitely a little bit like, does anyone know any criminal like underworlding like they might be able to help? It's like honestly it's like the real world equivalent of like trying to buy lockpicks. Like
Amazon it.
yeah, but like there isn't Amazon here.
I'm
So
sure
how
you
would you
said
find it?
there's some sort of space Amazon.
Oh, there probably is, yeah. And it's probably
Next
fairly
day-
dodgy.
Next day,
It's like
satellite
there's no
version.
Amazon, it's Temu.
Hmm.
You order something on the
Yeah,
other
yes.
side of the Expanse and it gets there, it's like this big. It's supposed to be like a fucking like ship engine, it's like that size.
Orvis the
Damn you, Space Temu.
It's a D100 if you have to get a 98 or a 98, 99 or 100 to succeedingly get the thing you asked for.
And every
Just
time you use
space-
it, there's like a
space
20%
wish.
chance it breaks.
Oh, imagine that's how the wish spell worked. You get the
Wish.com.
inferior version of whatever you wished for.
The wish version, yeah.
The wish version.
But yeah,
The wish spell creates wish items.
are you guys dismounting? Or are you staying on board?
I'm gonna have a wander, but
I'll go with Volga to help him uncover the maybe the not so legal side of this station,
Yeah.
if there is one.
I'm
Yeah.
reckoning that the rest of us are staying until
Yeah, probably.
we get this words. Ryan's brain is faulting. The hollow strap situation remedied.
I mean, like, as long as you don't use your hollow straps, you're not necessarily gonna
no.
flag anything up. Like, you got off on other
just can't go
stations,
up
no
any
problem. And some of you paid on those stations.
With silver. No.
Not always. Not always. You paid Greasy
just
Phil
wait.
with real coin, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
Because it didn't matter to Phil what you paid with. But I think, I mean, also, like, Diaz has definitely just been using her hollow strap on all of her shopping trips.
But she's not associated with us.
Daddy's credit card.
Oh no!
He's looking at his credit card bill going, who spent all my money?
He's not
gonna
looking
get
at anything. He's
gonna get
dead.
where we are.
I don't even think he's...
Atlas, Jesus.
You
just
look at like
imagine he looks at
Daisy's
his
recent
credit card
purchases.
statement.
It's like she bought a collar, a handbag, she bought like an iridescent lamp, a monkey. It's like she's smelling Chimera with her purchases. But yeah, you guys are staying aboard, so then it's just Beros and Volga going off the ship.
I guess so for now.
Yeah. I mean, Beros and Volga, you kind of like get off. There are a variety of signs. Immediately, you're kind of like all over. The area you're in, these like bioluminescent gardens, although they appear to be exposed to the expanse. The plants here give off enough of like some kind of like strange atmosphere that it's breathable. You can breathe here. It's a bit thicker than normal air. It feels like it almost feels like you're breathing in like a fog, or like a slightly heavier air.
Either at altitude kind of thing.
Dancer.
Yeah,
Or lower
it's
altitude.
lower altitude, like much denser. So it's not like thin. It's almost like whatever like is coming off these plants is like clogging up the expanse and making it breathable.
It's a good thing someone with breathing problems stayed on the ship.
And there are like these little floating islands that are all kind of like, attached here with these vibrant glowing flora. It's very bizarre and strange. They're all bioluminescent. There is a sign for the observatory. There is a sign for the imperial gateways, the enchanted residence chambers, the starlight archives, and then there is that's pretty much it for the public signposts. And you see, as you step outside, floating around your ship, are these small, probably no bigger than about a foot across, like kind of like football sized. They are off. They're not quite cubes, but they're close. They're a bit more rounded, and they have like almost if a Rubik's cube was only like 2 by 2 on each side instead of 3 by 3, like that kind of pattern across their whole body, and they glow a blue light from those cracks on their like white metal exterior, and they seem to have a front end which has like a little like blue gem on the front embedded, and the back end of that has like these like little like almost like tail fins all kind of like bent and warped off it that kind of allow it to like have some kind of like allowed to fly around. It seems like that. It has a little engine on the back as well, and these little guardian sentinels are like flying around. Think kind of similar to like Halo kind of style, not quite the same vibe, but like a rough idea if you're kind of like looking for sizing and things like that. And yeah, they're just like hovering through your ship, like watching. Some watching in, some watching out.
You may struggle to find kind of anywhere public that they are watching. We need to find out where kind of the regular people live. The engineers. This place is running pretty hard on that on technology. I'm sure someone has to fix them. Maybe the residency.
Well, I'm more than happy for you to take your advice. Let's head that way, shall we?
Yep. You don't see any
Yeah.
signs for like residents, but you can make a investigation check or an intelligence check, Barrow. So you're trying to like make a leap here.
Yeah, sure. Investigation. 5.
The best you can pull is the enchanted residence chambers, like a chamber, a bed chamber. That's the best you can. Everything else is like an archive, an observatory, gateways. Nothing else really stands out as like obvious.
Yeah, head that direction.
You head there, and whenever you get to the gateways, there are 4. There are 4 actual you end up in this almost like a semicircular room, just on the inside of the actual teardrop itself. Like you pass through this big open door, which opens up into the gardens itself, and then on the inside there are 4 large like archways that just seem to stand on their own, and they're covered in these like runes.
If we speak Elvish, can we understand the runes?
Yes. They are a little bit like an old Elvish script, so it's a bit broken. Make me a history check just to see how good your translation is. You'll still be able to pull some information, but like you roll high, you'll like pull them almost directly. 5. It's a little bit broken. You're able to work out that the leftmost one says residence chambers. The rightmost one says Starlight Archives, and the second to the leftmost one says Observatory. The last one says something about crystal, living crystal, but you can't really work out what it says. Doesn't really make sense.
We'll keep going towards the residency.
Yep. You step towards residence, and as you get within 10 foot of this gate, like this little arch, it literally just turns. You watch the runes glow from the bottom left, and they arch all the way around to the bottom right. And as they do so, the gate just appears in this like shifting teal and navy blue pattern, like fills the void like a ethereal like almost like the surface of water, but like suspended vertically instead of horizontally.
Well, looks like we're going through that way. You ready? Hopefully it doesn't get as wet.
And hopefully it doesn't get us killed. But yeah, let's go.
Hopefully not. I just got these new pants and, they're really comfortable.
I was meaning. They look very familiar, though.
Oh, they're Cyrus's. I finally got them.
Oh,
I don't think he's noticed yet. I think he's been too
I wonder
in
who
his
won
head.
that bet he pulled on.
Hasn't noticed his pants are gone.
And we'll go through this kind of portal-esque.
You step through and you find yourself like pulled. It's kind of similar to that wormhole feeling, but it's of your own personal body being moved around. You see that you are fairly high up in the teardrop now. You're probably like maybe halfway up based on where the windows are. And notably, you couldn't see these windows from the outside, and from inside they're almost like almost like a one-way glass kind of situation. But it's where the stone has been like almost like ground so thin it like lets you pierce through this like marble or whatever it is that makes up the area. You like look out down below and you can see all the way down there, several hundred feet below. You see the Chimera just resting there with a little like maybe the odd blip of blue light from those little sentinels floating nearby. And and as you get a look around as well, there is various podiums, kind of like overlooking the windows that point in all directions, and there are several little pod-like chambers, some of which are completely clear and some of which are like completely opaque on the outside. But no one really seems to be moving around at all.
Oh, this place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Must mean we're in the right place then. Even you're a bit.
You hear a little like, and you see coming down a corridor from behind you one of these little guardian sentinels. This one's light, however, is green, not blue. And as it approaches you, it says, "Hello, strangers. What brings you to these parts?"
We're looking for a couple of stores or shops, or even people. Is there people on this?
The Luminara Spire has several residents. Our last census counted it at 5.
I don't think you're going to find a forger's kit here.
No, I don't think I'm going to find anything here if it's right.
It's run
Most
by
trade
robots.
occurs down at the bioluminescent gardens, where a ship known as the Chimera has been docked. If you're looking to do trade, perhaps those strangers may be willing to trade with you.
Everybody's dead.
Oh god. Maybe we should head back.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's give up on this. I can give it a shot. Or do I wait? Find out.
Is there anything interesting on here to do, or is it
Strangers like to visit the observatory or the Starlight Archives if they're looking for information about the Expanse or about knowledge.
fuck it. We might as well head there and
Google
I don't
Lake
know.
Cow.
find some information. We've been meaning to do that for a little while.
Certainly. To reach the Starlight Archives, you will need to return back through the gate you came through, and then use the gateway marked Starlight Archive to travel there. It is the rightmost gate.
Thank you.
Would you like me to send word to Nera Silvermist of your arrival?
Sure.
She is the keeper. You see the light flashes orange a little bit, and then turns back to green. Nera says she is keen to meet you.
Okay, thank you, robot. We're going to go now.
Of course. Just back, just going on a little patrol route.
Right, back downstairs we go then.
Yeah. I don't think. Get going.
You head back to the gate. It glows in the same way as before. You step through. You appear back at the gates, back on the ground level again. That strange shifting feeling. Are you going up to the other gate, or are you... What's
We'll go to the archives.
Sure. You head over. The archive arch glows a much deeper purple color. You approach, and you step through, and you feel that similar kind of feeling, like pulling you along. The archives must be somewhere below. Whenever you see the windows here, you can't see your ship from here. You see the gardens below. Maybe you're on the far side of the teardrop. But you're definitely somewhere much further and deeper in the spire itself. As you get here, you find yourself in this vast, huge repository. It is a labyrinth of shelves, all made of this white stone and metal, and each of them is divided up with little like reinforced like glass cubes all along them, and then in each one you see there are scrolls, there are books, there are like just a variety of things. There is a head, like brains and jars and things like that as you kind of look around. The like rotted head of some creature, humanoid creature past, and they are all numbered. They are all like numbered from 1 and presumably all the way up to however many items there are in this repository. You guys have kind of appeared at the edge, and you see there's like something like in the middle of the whole thing, like something big, like maybe like a big like information desk. Maybe there's like a big thing coming down from the ceiling, and then you know, you can like, yeah, there's definitely like every time you look through the bookshelves, you can catch like there's like a big, maybe like a round desk there. You're not sure.
We'll head towards the center.
You move down one of the corridors, and there's no direct route to the center. You kind of like walk down, and it's almost like one of those little puzzles, like the little like circular maze puzzles with the little marble. You like roll it around to get to the middle, like it kind of weaves back on itself, like very much like a labyrinth kind of style. But eventually you get to the center, and you see like hanging from the ceiling there is a like big metallic like orb. And then coming off that, there's this like a big metal strut and arm, and you see that there is a elf like attached to it. Like it looks like it has been affixed to her back. There are lots of like cables, things like that, all like embedded all the way down her, like from her shoulders all the way down her back. Her lower half is completely gone. So it just seems to be severed at the waist.
I don't like this.
She has like pipes and like things connected to your throat and to your head, and her like eyes are these like beautiful green eyes. She is very clearly an elf. She is stunning, like beautiful wood elf. Maybe you think, and she's got this like long, like flowing hair. Oi!
Dogs are fighting.
She's got this like long flowing hair, but she's all like connected up into this system. And as you approach, she like looks over to you and goes like, "Ah, the strangers. Hello. I am Nira. Need not be afraid of me."
I'm not afraid. I'm pretty curious. How did you end up like this? Were you born like this? Are you some kind of weird elf machine creature, or?
No, this is
that the
no, not at all. This was not a rite of passage. This was an experiment. I wish to learn so much, and even ourselves have such a limited lifespan. We found ways to sustain one's life a bit longer. This way, I can still access the full repository all around me. And her arms, she gestures, her arms still work fine. She kind of like spins around, like attached to the ceiling arm mount. She like twirls around and comes all the way back to you, like looks at you again. And I'm here to receive and give knowledge that I have accumulated.
So
Normally,
you
we are
live
visited by
long?
elves. It is strange to see a Drogar or a Satyr here, but we welcome all at the Starlight Archives.
I'm gonna put the baby to bed.
So, what's the deal? We give information and you give information? Is it like a little trade, or
Yes,
do you just
indeed.
give information? Right.
There is
okay.
always something that you know that I do not. I am stuck in a way, and my punishment or trade of that is I have to wait for information to come to me before I can give it out. I can't spread what I know willingly. It has to come to me.
Very well. And if the information that we ask you do not have, is it
If you're curious, you can ask me what information I hold first, and I will confirm whether or not I have it, whether I have a full account, a partial account, or no account at all. And then you may offer me information that you think is worthy, and if I agree that there's a fair trade, then I will share what I know willingly. And if not, I will share an equal amount of information compared to what you've given me.
Very well. We are in search of creatures known as the Illithid. Do you have any information on this?
See, she stops. Looks around the archive. The closest match for Illith that I can find is Precursor. I have some information, but definitely not a full account.
Any information would be an asset.
This information outdates even that of the elves who built this spire. So again, none of it is first eye account. It is things that have been found or discovered over time. But I do have something that is a bit more recent. I will show you what I know for something fairly substantial. If you have it, I do have a vast amount of information. But if you only want to give a small thing, you could ask something recently, something from long ago, or something from an intermediate amount of time.
I'll turn to Vulgar. All that I have on me is that small book of prostitute names. I don't think it's going to be enough.
And as you decide what you're going to give up, we're going to call a little break. So we'll be right back. Okay, so before we hop back to our adventuring boys on board the ship, is anyone
Got me
doing anything?
forced.
Hey, you guys just playing cards?
I'll play cards with
Ashes.
sunshine.
Probably
Making,
putting the
I'm
time
making
into the-
booze.
Astra's trying to make a potion or messing about learning.
Unfortunately, my previous booze isn't ready yet because, you know, it takes like 2 months, and I have no idea how long we've been traveling for, but not 2 months.
I think we broke out some of that early, did we not?
So I looked up how long it takes to make wine, cider, and mead. So the cider got broke out early, but the mead and wine take longer because they're basically the same thing. They're like 2 months.
Do you still have those, or were they left behind?
No, I still have those.
Meat should be ready anytime soon. It's been about 3 weeks, hasn't it?
2 months, not a month.
It's been about
You're not.
roughly 3 weeks.
You're not distilling your mead for long enough, Will.
I don't know
Oh,
anything
bloody
about it. I just googled how long different alcohols take. That's what the
Then
internet
basically-
gave. Harry hasn't given me
Yeah.
any like brewing rules, so
See, whenever I do it, I just until the gas stops, which is usually after the 3 week mark, and then the longer you leave it, the better it tastes.
But
It's the opposite of beer.
it has to clarify and shit. But yeah, those of you on board the ship, after probably about 20-30 minutes of those two being off, you hear the sound of the lower door, someone trying to open it from the outside.
I am going to investigate that.
Do we have a little camera that's like a...
A ring camera.
You don't know a little ring camera, no, but you can ask. The best you have is Serpana's external sensors. She can tell you there is a humanoid creature at the back door. It's at the cargo bay door. There's a humanoid creature, and they're currently. She says it looks like they're interacting with the door in some way. She can't really work out what they're trying to do.
Alice will go
Is it
open that door.
Barros or Volgir, or is it someone we don't know?
She can't detect that from outside the ship.
Atlas will go open the door, but she's taking Tewa as a chimera-based backup.
You open the door. It slides open. You see there is a elven woman. She has this like auburn hair, crowned of flowers that emit a soft glow, and this little like petite little gardener's garb, like a little dress and a little apron, and you notice that all of her flesh, where it should be, probably like a nice, like smooth skin like you'd be expected from most elves, it looks more like the surface of a mushroom. It's all cracked and a bit like fungally conjoined, like where her mouth starts, she has a little Chelsea smile, but it's actually just like the like hatch bit of mushroom kind of going up her like cheek.
Atlas
Mushroom
tightening
lady.
the hose that leads from her mask, like, can I help you?
Hello. You're in my garden.
We're told to park here.
That's fine. Well, have a nice time. Just wanted to know who's in there.
Are you alright?
Yes. I'm Serafina. Nice to meet you, stranger.
Nice to meet you too.
We used to get lots of visitors. Now not as many. Well,
Why not?
oh, I imagine because of the war. Most people don't have much use going past the Omphalos these days unless they're going to the Carius Nebula. Even then, they normally just go the route of the soldiers.
Right. Can I make an insight check to see what the fuck's up with this bitch?
Sure.
Or medicine, or I don't know. 11.
I mean, with an 11, I'm gonna let Atlas jump to whatever conclusion she wants.
There.
She doesn't look in pain or anything like that. Like,
Can I make a medicine check to see if I have seen anything kind of like if I would know of like a malady that this could be?
sure.
15.
So there is a condition. It is called mycelothum, and it normally presents itself in wood elves, who expose themselves to some kind of spore of mushroom that basically contaminates their body, and it converts their living organic matter and flesh and organs into a different kind of living organic matter. A fungus.
Do I know if it can be cured?
It is a disease, so it could be cured by magics. It would cure disease. But it depends how far gone it has gotten. At a 15, looking at her, she looks fairly
Is it
far gone.
contagious?
Is it contagious was my question too.
Is it contagious?
Only to wood elves.
Oh, we're good then. Don't look so healthy.
Oh no. I suppose I may be out in the sun a bit too long. Like, looks down at her hands. And that's when you realize her eyes, they don't move in her sockets. They're like, it's as if the whole thing was like, the whole external body is like a puppet or something like that. Like it's like an external shell or mask.
Yeah.
We have a cleric on board if you wanna say hello.
If you think I need help, then who am I to say no?
On board.
She steps on board the ship. I don't think I've been on one of these in some time.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but I know what Atlas would do.
Why do I get the feeling this is like vampires where you have to invite them in?
I have said this so many times. Atlas, for someone who has literally fought to live her entire life, has no self-preservation instincts.
Atlas has been fighting from the inside. She's not used to outside things. Those were always dealt with by other people.
Why have you not learned by now?
And Atlas will lead her up to the med bay.
Yep, you lead her up to the med bay. As she comes,
passes Cyrus, he just goes, "What the fuck is that?"
I don't remember her name already.
she calls herself Seraphina.
I'll turn and be like, Seraphina.
What?
Are we letting stranger on board? Oh my god, what is that?
This is Seraphina.
Hey, Seraphina. I'm Sunshine. Hi, Sunshine.
Only one.
I like
few
sunshine.
Sunshine's great. Iris, it's not polite
you-
to stare.
If you go to the bed,
Stare.
Ash just probably trying to figure out like the herbalist and like carry like a little vial, looks around, drops it, and just goes there.
Sunshine will be the last one to die.
And that one would be our cleric, Astra.
She appears to be quite clumsy.
She's a little clumsy.
Here, let me get that for you. And she just gets down on her hands and knees, and she just takes like her exposed arm and just runs it through the broken glass, and it all just embeds into her mushroomy flesh. And then she stands up and is like, "Do you have a waste receptacle? I will pluck it and simply deposit it in there."
That not hurt.
I feel like Asher probably has like a basin or something, and just like
She just starts plucking it out.
Atlas.
It's like
Atlas
pulling
will-
broken glass shards from a sponge.
Atlas will
There's
step
no blood or
closer, to Astra and explain what she thinks is happening.
okay.
I think she's
can
too
Astra
far
roll?
gone to do anything, but
Do a medicine check, Astra, see
I'm
if you've heard of
trying
this
to work
condition.
out if she's hurting or... I don't know whether this is a mercy situation.
I can tell you a really easy way of putting her out of her misery.
Look, I just didn't feel right leaving her out there if she's suffering. So, if we could figure that out, like if she's happy shrooming along, then that's great, but
I don't think anybody would be really happy as a shroom. Aren't shrooms like, I don't know, fungus?
maybe she's a fun guy.
One, that's assuming her gender. Don't do that. Second of all, that's a terrible pun. Don't do that.
Astra, medicine check.
Oh, no, nah.
Not
Astra
hard
has
in
no
this
clue.
condition. You're not experienced enough in it to
Yeah,
know
she's
that
not-
much about her. You recognize enough that if she's telling, if Atlas is telling you it's a disease, like, maybe. It's not normal, if that wasn't apparent already.
I could most I can do Atlas is lesser restoration, but to be honest, I don't think that's gonna help. I can try.
Might as well try, right? Like it might
Okay.
do something. I don't know.
Why did you all come here?
We're just passing through. Traders.
That's traders, not traitors.
I heard.
Okay, because it sounded like, through the mic, it sounded like we're traders.
We're traders.
I was like, we're not.
We're full of treachery.
Depends who you ask.
If you were
Indeed.
traders, Thalarin would have probably already dealt with you by now.
Who's Thalarin?
He's the Guardian commander.
Is he also like you?
No. Thalarin is he is an Eternal. Like Nira.
I don't know what that means. I don't think.
He is connected to the Spire.
Like a robot?
No. He is connected. Like,
Like plugged in.
like a flower's roots to the soil. He is a flower.
Okay.
You can lesser restoration. You can touch a creature and one disease or one condition afflicting it.
Do you like living here?
Sometimes Elwyn comes and visits. That's nice.
Elwyn?
Yes, I mistook. Elian.
Okay. I thought that was going to be a big old twist for a second there.
Elian.
Who's that?
She is not an Eternal. She's a high elf. She spends most of her time wandering near the observatory. She's hiding from Valerion.
Why is she hiding?
I don't know. I think she's scared of him, but there's nothing to be scared of. Elarion just wants the best for all of us.
How many of you are there?
Well, let's see. There's me, Thalarin, Elian, Nira, and Elarion. 5.
There's only 5 of you maintaining this entire station?
Yes. Thalarin and Nira are the Eternals. They keep our knowledge and security. There's me, I tend to the gardens, allow life to blossom. Elian creates beautiful things. She's an artisan. She weaves light. She makes lovely sculptures. but she spends her time at the observatory. And Ilarion is the Archmage. He helped all of us.
The last Archmage I met, I didn't really get along with.
He's also a fine astronomer. But he's probably down at the Living Crystal.
Living crystal?
Yes. It is a, I don't really understand it all, but it's some kind of power source.
Yeah, the one who let us land here seemed really concerned about biocontamination.
Oh, yes. As he should be. Even the bioluminescent gardens are very prone to external diseases. Any contamination could wreak havoc.
What kind of contamination was it?
I don't know. I suppose any that would risk the biological ecosystem, I suppose. That's what Ilarion would say.
Cyrus just looks at Atlas.
Can Astra roll insight on all this? Because
Sure.
she's a little concerned. 11 now.
I'll let you make your own conclusions. But this
I'm
individual is very hard to
thinking-
read because
These
I'm thinking
mushrooms.
the flyers got out and they took control of everybody's body, and now it's a self-preservation planet.
Well, I'm
thing.
thinking I want to try and get that one who's hiding, because maybe they're the only one who's not but first, Astra, why don't
Yeah.
you and Sunshine take our new friend here to the med bay? See if you can help her out with her affliction. Maybe ask Saparna if she knows anything. And I think Cyrus and I should maybe take a little trip to see the stars. Observatory?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Lovely to meet you.
thank you. Here.
I hope.
And she reaches up to one of the little flowers in her flower crown and she plucks it. She hands it out to you. Little bioluminescent, like blue lily.
Alice takes it after a deep breath.
You take it, and you see that where you'd expect it to be just like, like a little cutting, it's embedded and rooted into a little bit of fungus, which is being ripped off of her head.
Is she bleeding fungus goo, or
Nope.
is she just? Nope.
Looks like you fucking put, like as if you took your finger and you just like gouged a little cut into a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
Atlas will,
And she doesn't even react at all. She's just like,
Atlas will gesture to Cyrus to pick off the ship.
Cyrus will do that.
Yep. Deez is just like, if anybody needs me, I'm gonna be locked in my room. And he just goes
You mean
upstairs.
my room, I guess.
Keep an
I've
eye
never
on
seen you
Talon.
sleep in it, big boy.
Fuck's sake, I'm never getting that room back.
The second they're off the ship, Atlas will gently place the flower down on the ground and then just pour her pipe of alcohol just like over her entire hand.
Yeah.
Eh,
Do you pour it in the floor?
no.
Okay.
Just overhand.
You sure you don't want to pour a little over the flower?
I am worried that it is part of her and will hurt her.
One of the sentinels turns from blue to red and begins floating down. And it says in Elvish, which I believe you speak, Atlas, no?
I don't.
Oh, none of you?
Nope.
It starts repeating a phrase in Elvish.
Atlas will put the top back on the rubbing alcohol and put it away, assuming that's what it's upset about.
Okay. You see it's the crystal in the front of it begins to glow brighter.
You will hold the rubbing alcohol out towards it.
Yeah.
I don't speak Elvish. I don't know what you're saying.
A red beam of energy flies from this thing, impacts the rubbing alcohol in your hand, and explodes it. Just like shedding, like scatters, just like evaporates, like immediately.
Wow.
And then it just goes back to blue. And it returns back to its holding pattern.
It's not like sanitized. Let's get to the observatory and find this hider, huh?
Yeah, let's do that.
Poor woman. I think she's long past saving.
Why did you bring her onto the ship?
Felt wrong to just leave her here.
I don't think she would notice the difference, to be honest.
I don't know, Cyrus. If you were stumbling around half alive, wouldn't you want someone to do something?
It depends. Am I half alive with some sense of consciousness, or has my brain been taken over by a giant mushroom thing and I am no longer me?
What if they have no way of telling?
Then I would prefer someone to put me out of my misery.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I'm just
Cyrus,
hoping Astra has the balls.
Atlas, you guys look around, you see there's a few signs, all written in Elvish, which you do not understand.
Fuck, do any of these symbols look like stars to you?
Unfortunately, my languages are limited. I guess we just pick a direction. I know what an observatory looks like.
Good, because I'm not familiar.
Roll a d4.
Fuck.
Eeny, meeny, miny,
No, Mary said don't split the party, and Harry's splitting the party.
Yeah, you've kind of just more or less go straight ahead. You find yourself walking through an arched door level at this level, and there's a semicircular area with 4 gateways, all covered in ancient elven runes you do not understand.
I'm just putting it out there. You know how mushrooms eat, right?
No, and I don't care to find out.
Okay.
This is starting to feel like a bad idea.
Well, you're about to.
We could turn back. I mean, you want to at least explore all the ways and see if there's any obvious ones that don't fill with more doorways.
While this
Well,
is
I'm not
happening,
like-
down below in the archives, what information would you like to offer?
How to speak fucking Elvish.
So
I mean, yeah, that is the kind of thing. If you're like, I want to learn how to do this. Maybe. I want to gain proficiency. If you want to gain proficiency in something, like, yeah, I want to be taught exactly how to use this item or whatever, or speak this language. Yeah, maybe.
So basically, that is you went looking for a forgery kit. You can't find a forgery kit. I'm going to give you the next best thing
How do I?
that you've just not realised yet.
It's just it's not a bad point, but by the the out of character ghosts. But yeah, but you've asked about specifically the illithid so far, and that's what Nira is wagering at the minute.
Yes. Can I reiterate or summarize the information regarding what I've read so far in my fuel cylinders?
Ooh.
Or parts of it. I'll do sections of it to see if she deems it worthy. I'll do it in like increments so I don't
Do
use it
you
all.
still have the cylinders on you?
Yes.
She will say, instead of a recap, if you give me the cylinders, I will give you all the information I have. They would make a fine addition to the archive.
Okay, Veros going, no, I can't.
I've put too many
Some-
hours in this.
I need to know how it ends.
I've put in less than 5%, but I've still put a fucking lot of hours.
Would you take the names of some prostitutes from a city from this little black book?
Whoa, my prostitute book, you bastard!
That may be
I'm
worth
dying.
a small amount of information, sure. I will tell you something from the very old, the intermediate, or close present. Close past. But it would only be something small. That is quite a small amount of information, names and places.
Well, as Volger is not giving up his stupid fucking scrolls, sure. Let's go with something intermediate.
Okay. From what we could summarize, based on what we were able to discover, the precursors, which you are potentially linking to Illithid, they had some great event happen. All of them, bar a very select few, travelled towards the eye of the Expanse, and seemingly never returned, based on what information we could find left on old archived slates and things of that nature, delving into the Omphalos. However, any information of them was quickly deleted. Made it impossible to find out more. We don't know why they went there, or why any were left behind, or where those that were left behind are now.
Fuck. We knew this information already. God damn you, Volger.
There is one word we picked up, which was linked to this group left behind, who seemed to be linked. The word in the common tongue is Sladi. That is the closest translation I can give you. It does not have a meaning in Elvish, or Dwarvish, or Draconic, or Celestial, or any known language that should exist. But it seems to sound, phonetically, like Sladi.
Right. Well, we'll see if that information holds true into our next interaction. Right. Anything else, Volger?
I still have much information to part with if you have information to offer. I do not need to take it from you, but those exact ones will be for me for quite some stuff.
Do you know what they do?
I would need to study them. But that is part of the gamble. I would love the information on them, and you don't know it all. If you knew it all and you could tell me, then that would be worth more, but you only know a very small amount, and I'm afraid you will not live as long as I, little dwarf.
There's a point. How many days is that?
There are more use to me
dwarf, you've got a
here.
pretty long
I don't
life.
get many visitors. I could read them all and study them, and whenever you came back, you could trade me for that information. It would take you very little time then, if you found something worthwhile. And again, I'm not a trickster or a fae, despite my elvish ancestry. I do not take these memories from you, I just learn.
How many hours is it to read the scrolls?
1,600.
1,600.
Yeah, 1,600. 66 days.
66
that's
days. Straight
2
reading.
months. Straight reading every day, no combat, no
It's
travel,
actually,
no
it's
piloting.
actually 200 days if you're doing it with the 8 hours a day downtime rule. 200 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. A year. A year to read some books.
This could be a recipe for like fried squid.
Could be, for all I know.
Or fried illithid.
I thought we established illithid were non-edible.
It'd
Well,
be
we haven't
interesting-
tried yet, but seems bad.
It'd be interesting to know if there's points where I learned little things about what these are going on and whether it's. Because I'm halfway through the first scroll, technically.
Do it or don't, Volgear. We're
I'm
trying to
holding on to
murder
them.
a fungus woman over here.
You're
Trying to not get eaten by a fungus woman over here.
I don't know if this will be any good, Beros. And I'll just hold up the map of all the tunnels from the from a little island adventure.
I mean,
All those tunnels lost to time that no one knew too much about.
is that city even standing anymore?
Well, no one knows. Well, we could see if that information, that the attacks.
She said she didn't get many visitors. She probably doesn't know.
Yeah. I'll offer up the map, the subterranean tunnel.
Ah, this looks like it's from Ulel Unarith, based on its landmass.
All 3 islands, apparently.
Yes. I knew that there was some kind of a subterranean system for the power that gave it lift, but I didn't know the exact ins and outs of it. This is very interesting. What is it you would like to know?
Beryl. Should we go something a bit older this time? Or do we want to go something else completely different?
I mean, is there anything that you want to know?
Well,
Maybe how to hack?
a hollow strap, yeah? Yeah? Oh, yeah, I'll ask that. Is there anything I can do to change hollow strap's identity?
Yes, you can change their basic configuration to make it look like it is someone else. However, it does require organic material of that one that you are trying to replicate. A holostrap takes a biometric imprint.
So how can you make one of someone that doesn't exist then?
Only if you had some kind of bio something to give it as a
And just
initial
say
tag.
It is that.
It would need to be
And
preferably living.
Like a shroom
Fresh.
lady?
Like a shroom lady.
We're all thinking it.
So you could just name the sample as such.
Yes, you would
Whatever
simply
you want.
you would need to crack. If it is an existing holostrap, you would need to crack its original coding, and then revert it essentially back to its default state. And then when it like as if when if you got one new for the first time, and it asked for your biometrics, you would simply provide something that was not yours. Because if you
So
did
it could've
provide
just gone
yours that
your
was already linked, then it would identify you as yourself. You would need someone else to initialize it for you.
Mhm. Well, that answers my question. You got anything else you want to ask, Beros?
No, maybe just the most recent stuff on the Illithid, but I don't know how much of your information was provided.
Whether there was anything left, basically.
Volgear,
Yes,
I
but-
would say make me a intelligence check to understand what your steel cylinders are.
Because at least if my dice fuck it up, I can move them across the room. They're getting thrown across. That is a 9.
It is something to do about alchemy.
I knew that much.
You know, it is a treatise of alchemy. That is the title. That's what you translated so far.
In 80 hours, I've translated a sentence.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
See, I have an idea. But
You will, not you, Volkir.
yeah. I've got the idea that something with
How much does Volker need alchemy? I mean, really?
I don't know. But so I will. So does that mean the map we basically give it to her, or she just reads it?
She reads. She will. If you let her take it, she might give you more information. But if you just let her read it, she'll
I mean, do we think we're going to use this, Barros?
Well, fuck no, I'm not ever going there again. Full of
Right.
squids.
I will offer it to her then.
Oh God! What? Any information you would like in exchange?
Barros, your turn. You can have a go.
The most recent information on the Illithids.
Most recently, we don't really have anything else on the Illithids recently, but Sladi, we believe there was a satellite orbiting Idjafal back in the Carius Nebula, which we found. It seemed to be a precursor base, but there are no signs of any precursors there anymore. We were the Amalgamate were investigating, trying to study and gain more information. Unfortunately, I don't have much more than that, because whatever information they gather, they've either kept to themselves or are still there. This was probably in the last 30, 40 days or so.
Right. We passed that satellite, did we, Volker?
I think that's the one.
Your distress call came from a, I think it came from a ship.
That satellite originally, or
I might have
was
meant ship.
orbiting like a satellite.
Yeah, it was orbiting like a satellite, but it was definitely more like a ship than like a satellite. It wasn't like how you detected like the Nexus station. It wasn't like that.
Worth noting that maybe an idea to either avoid or investigate. Not that I really want to deal with more squid people.
Well, to be fair, I think sooner or later we're going to have to deal with them.
Maybe preferably later. Much later.
Alright, well, I think that's all the information we're going to get, unless you are parting with those.
Bolgear will start going through his bag, just like pulling stuff out. So, rid of the map. I suppose the only other thing I've got is this very nice bottle of wine, but I doubt that's very useful to you.
Unless it is particularly rare or has an interesting story on the label.
I mean, not that I'm aware of. I just know it was a good year.
Probably not.
Also, I've been told.
Unfortunately, I cannot eat or drink anymore. I am sustained by... She gestures to the pipes connected to her throat.
Barros,
You okay there,
remind
Ryan?
me never to not to hook this up. There's no food and no drink. Like, yeah, my meal time's too much.
Right, so are we going then, or?
Yeah, I guess we've got to go.
It was so nice to meet both of you. I hope you have safe travels. and I will be here. If you need anything else,
Maybe we'll be back with these cylinders in the future.
We certainly
I hope
will
so.
visit.
good. I look forward to seeing you again. Goodbye.
And with that, yeah, we'll walk out,
Yeah,
make
you
our way
step
back.
through. Yep. Meanwhile, on the ship, leading a fungal elf up to the medical bay. Daze locks herself in her room. Sunshine accompanies you.
Right. Okay. Asher kind of looks to Sunshine's like wide-eyed. Hopefully he'll understand if anything goes wrong. That he's your only backup. And well, she'll probably scream for days. But yeah, she will cast Lesser Restoration
Sure.
on Safarna.
Roll me a
Sorry.
you wisdom is your spell casting, isn't it? So just roll me a check to your spell casting ability modifier. So roll a wisdom check. Just to see how effective the Lesser Restoration is against this thing. 15.
15?
You reach out. Where do you cast it? So you have to touch her. Touch her face, her hand, her foot,
Her
leg,
shoulder.
her shoulder. Cool. You put your hand on her shoulder. You cast Lesser Restoration. Roll me a 15. Roll me a 2d12.
Is that 15 again? Yeah.
15
Don't know if that
total.
rolled.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, you cast it. And you watch as something begins to happen. It begins to shift. But you can't really see what's happening because it's like partly on her summer dress for a lot of it. Looks like she gets a little bit skinnier. But it only really becomes apparent when, from where you touched and cast the spell, a 15-inch radius from where you cast it of that fungal flesh just dissolves away into nothing. She is left a very small part of her, like, top of her head, an eye, maybe like half of her mouth, kind of like connected at the neck badly on the far side of where you cast it. Most of her chest and torso appears to be all sagged away, and exposed is just the raw, bleach white bones of an elf underneath. And then she goes, I feel a little bit lighter. And the skull moves, puppeted by the mushroom, hanging, sagging at the side. It's no longer attached to the jaws, like sagging a little bit.
You did this, Atlas. You have scarred Astra for life.
It's just shroom and bone.
Broom and bone.
I don't know. Could you cast Send down to like.
Make me a medicine check.
The roll's been crap tonight. 23?
23. The way the mushroom clings to these bones, and the way the bones, especially things like the bones in the neck and the collarbone and shoulder bone, don't fall away. There is more to this than just a simple, unfortunate growth of mushroom. This reeks of undead, Astra. Undeath.
Dead. There's a necromancer somewhere in here.
Maybe it's the escape artist that's like, oh god, I tried to fix things and I made it worse.
Or the one in charge.
Or the one in charge.
I'm thinking. I don't know how far they are now, though.
It's
how
been
far
about,
would you have gotten?
probably been about 10, 15 minutes.
So
You've brought
they'd
her all
still be-
upstairs, they've gone. I mean, if you ran right now in 10, 15 minutes, if you knew where they were going, you could catch up with them. You could send Sunshine.
No, she's not.
No.
I mean, like, Seraphina has done nothing hostile towards you at all.
Yet.
You show
I think she'll
no
actually-
malice. Even
Yeah.
with like
think
the
she'll actually-
like,
Even with you dissolving a good chunk of her
she
mushroom.
didn't even seem to notice.
Concerning.
I think she'll call Days out, like slightly panicked twinge to her voice.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
The panic
Do you like
days
that?
is like turns up the music.
Persuasion. This. Oh, don't think it get worse than a 9. No, 9's the worst. So
The door
Nope.
opens. Daisy sticks her head out. She looks on the corner. She goes, "Fuck that!" And then the door. She stands back and closes the door. And Sanjay's like,
Astro
"What's
will
wrong?"
shout a little bit
Oh, And he only just clocked.
Astro will shout. Astro will shout a little bit louder. It's like, "Can you get Atlas and Cyrus, please?"
Hear the door open.
Milligan.
Fine. I suppose being away is better than being close. And she starts heading down the stairs.
Okay.
Alicia's helping?
All I'm imagining is Cyrus and Alice staring at the sign like, that looks like an O, but it's in the wrong place for observatory.
You hear from downstairs, "Sunshine, where did you put my blaster pistol? Under the sink? Why would you put it under the sink? I was hiding it. From who? The Chimera. What?" And then eventually you hear the
I like that.
of the cargo bay doors open after maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. Anything else you do in
she'd
that time?
Probably offers Seraphina just like to have a seat while the others come back. Just try to be polite but scared shitless.
She like sits down next to you.
She's very nice. She's
Oh,
very
God.
dead and mushroom, but she's nice.
Am I going
Dead
to
and
be
mushrooms.
okay?
You will be eventually,
Can
I
we
think.
keep her, please?
No, we can't keep her.
Okay. If you say so.
Why not?
Skull and mushroom.
Did you ever introduce yourself, Astra? Did you ever tell her your name? I'm asking Astra if you ever told her her name. Because Sunshine introduced himself.
I think
I think she's
Atlas
mostly a
introduced her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take you to Astra.
'Cause I
She's a
said,
cleric.
yeah, I said this would be Astra, our cleric.
Ah, okay, go. Then she looks towards you with her one remaining unmoving eye. And she says, "Astra, you're a healer, right?"
Somewhat, I suppose.
What's wrong with me?
Don't you do it, Harry. Don't you make me care about this mushroom abomination.
I already care about the mush abomination.
The mushroom abomination.
The mush abomination.
Um,
He's just a
Be
little
that the-
mushroom lady.
the mushrooms had taken a lot more hold of your body than previously thought.
That explains some things. She holds out her hand in your direction.
Astra holds it gingerly, like barely.
She's like, tilts her head a little bit. And with your passive insight, Astra, it's like someone who's blind almost reaching out. Like maybe she can't see normally. I mean, the eyes definitely don't function. But the way she reacts to your touch is as if she can't feel it. But whenever the connection's there for a little bit longer, she's like, there you are. I can feel your heart beating. The tremors in your chest. And the voice from your throat as it vibrates. But I can't see or feel or even smell, and you see she like raises her shoulders as if to take a big breath in, but nothing. You hear an inhale or hear an exhale. I feel numb.
I tried to heal the mushrooms, but I think there's something else at play here.
Okay. If you can't help, it's alright. I can just go back to my gardens. I'm working on a lovely topiary. I would love to see it one day.
I don't care about the shroom. I don't care about the shroom. I don't care about the shroom.
Meanwhile, at the gates. Iris and Atlas.
I mean,
4 gates.
that definitely looks like an O if it was in Draconic, but I don't think Elvish and Draconic share any similar letters, so...
Yeah, but surely you'd want the observatory to be at the place where the most stars would be.
We're
so
in
I
space,
think.
Cyrus. There are stars.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
Like the top?
deep space and. But yeah, I guess. I mean, that's. Wait, it looks like it kind of could lead to stairs.
Let's just pick a direction. Maybe we'll... I mean, there's 5 people on here, but maybe we'll stumble across one of them, ask for directions.
Ah, yeah, sure, why not? Can't hurt.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I say we go right.
Right?
Yeah, I just, always, I don't know. There's a thing about going right, isn't there?
I have no idea. Sure, let's do it.
Are you going for the right gate?
Yep, why not?
You approach it, it glows purple, and you step through, and
very
you see Volgir and Beros giving their belongings to this strange elven entity which is attached to the ceiling with pipes and tubing. And they're just like,
that's the weirdest thing I've seen.
they're just
all
turning
day,
around
honestly.
and they're
Things
like,
are
and you
kinda-
hear the like, goodbye, I'll be here.
Hi, my elvish-speaking friends. Would you mind pointing us to the observatory and heading back to the ship quite quickly?
Beros.
You're muted.
Go
Well,
speak up,
It's not
Beros.
this way.
Yes,
that
unfortunately,
way.
we don't speak elvish, so point us in the right direction and walk quickly back towards the ship.
I'm surprised you got here so quick. And what's going on at the ship that you? How has something gone wrong this quickly
Nothing
since
has
we
gone
got
Nothing's
wrong.
gone wrong yet. So please get back to the ship to ensure that nothing goes wrong permanently.
I just think we should all talk together, but we gotta do something in the observatory real fast first. So, if you could point us in the right direction. Hi, by the way, I don't know your name, sorry.
Hello,
Stop
I'm
saying
Mira.
this.
Ah, Mira, have heard your name before.
Yes, let's continue. Stop talking to the weird things.
I just think it's polite to acknowledge her.
She's not weird. She's got quite a lot of information, actually.
Hmm.
You
Got
donate
a-
information, she gives you
book
information
on
back.
Elvish, that would be really helpful right now.
I could teach
I
you
mean, I
Elvish
can-
if you wished.
I probably don't have time to learn Elvish. I barely.
How
learn.
long would it take?
About 6 seconds.
6 seconds? Damn, teach me Elvish.
What do you have to offer me?
Trades information.
Today,
Like a language in return, or just information? Full stop.
I speak every known language.
That's quite impressive.
I would like information I do not have access to.
I
For a
got.
whole language, I would need something fairly substantial. That's quite a lot of power.
I have like 6, nearly 7 years of records around school and its pollution.
That would be sufficient for a language.
Do you have to like take it? Because it took a very long time to.
If you would like to sit and transcribe them, you may make use of the writing desk. I would be happy with a copy, but it may take you some time.
They're more
Yeah, I
a
don't think we have...
digital sort of situation.
I play more on the physical front. for storage. I find it's less temperamental.
I don't think I can write that quickly.
Simply transfer me the files, or give me the holostrap.
Is there any way to transfer my funds off this? I asked that in character, but I don't. Is there any way?
Yeah, you can transfer your funds to anyone.
You could just transfer them to
You
Cyrus.
transfer them like one of your friends. Yeah, like literally like a PayPal transfer. Like,
Atlas will look to Cyrus and be like, I have counted every last shit on this. I am trusting you.
Okay.
And Atlas will transfer you 7,415 chits.
Jeez, I'm just gonna make a note of that so that I don't forget how many you gave me. 7,400 and what?
15.
15.
15 chits.
7415.
7415 saved in notes.
And she will also take off her attachments.
Yep, that will take you an hour.
Okay. That
So
takes me an
much for
hour.
needing work
To
of
swap
shit.
out your holostrap attachment slots takes an hour, as nobody's part of a short rest.
I thought it was just to
You just unclipped.
It is like you gotta safely remove this hardware.
okay. I will maybe be back in a second. I gotta
Of
do
course.
something first.
Certainly.
Um,
I'm not going anywhere.
and then she will point to Volgir and Barros and be like, point me to the observatory first.
Sure.
Let's go.
You have to go back through the first gate, and then they point you to the second gate on the left.
I've already forgotten the name of who we're looking for.
You find yourself stepping through a bright white portal, and as you step out, you find yourselves at the pinnacle of the spire. There is a humongous telescope. It is substantial, and you only know it because you stand at the pinnacle. Behind you is a little glass, like conical dome that is the tip of this entire structure. And the telescope starts a mere 5 foot from that glass. You see almost like a binocular, or ski mask shaped thing that you could place your eyes against. And then it connects to a series of tubes and pipes and this huge structure that seems to run down the entire length of this thing.
I'm gonna be honest, as someone who's been studying the stars for a while, I'm kind of bugging out right now.
Okay, stay on target. Let's just
Do you remember who we're
Focus
looking
it.
for?
Next to the little view station, there is a terminal, and it appears that it is currently pointed towards a dice here. It is currently pointed towards the ACES system.
AC system?
Yep, specifically the planet Advena.
You remember how bad I was with Elvish names, right? Like I can't read or write Elvish, and she told us a pile of Elvish names. I do not remember who we're looking for.
Yeah, apart from that, the room here is fairly small. There's, a few servers and terminals and things around, but nothing obvious.
Can I see if I can see anyone hiding?
Ooh, a perception check then.
Perceptive. 19.
A 19. Look around. You see there are you almost didn't even notice them before because they look like they kind of blend with the beautiful surroundings. There are these sculptures kind of all over this room. kind of like flanking the little like corridor and the little view platform, things like that. But they're like made of like, they glow, not like the bioluminescent fungi. Like they glow with like light. As if someone was able to stitch light in the sky together and create these things out of them. But one of them doesn't glow quite as brightly as the others. You see a figure, elven woman, vibrant hair like flowing freely, standing there.
Approach.
You see they shift slightly as you approach. Well, you found me, I suppose, stranger.
Hello. Do you hit a lot?
She steps out from her hidey hole, and Atlas, you see something you don't really recognize. But Cyrus,
Not unusual.
this
Oh, no.
individual bears a heavy resemblance to Atlas whenever she enters her starry form.
Oh, I don't recognize it
Oh.
because I can't see myself.
Huh.
But they are clearly elven, not a bird folk.
Well, that's weird.
That's not very polite, Cyrus.
It's not weird as in like bad. It's just weird as in usually I'm used to seeing that in a different shape.
Do not be afraid. I am harmless to you. And as she speaks, you kind of only just clock to move in the corner of your eyes, but all of these ethereal, glowing statues all mimic and move with her movements, but they are like almost a little bit shuttery and jittery, kind of like a Japanese like horror film, kind of like flashing form. Like they're not fluid.
Someone skimped on the SF, the VFX.
Happening here? Everything is quite
Off.
We are students of Alarion Star Whisper.
That's the one you're scared of?
I wouldn't say I'm scared of him. I
Is he
wasn't.
scared of you?
No. I'm scared of whatever he has become. Whatever he strives for now. I managed to seal him down with the living crystal. But, worried that he'll be able to find his way out some way or another. Unfortunately, time and waiting is something that Alarion was very good at giving all of us.
Did he do this to you? To all of you?
Yes.
Can you be helped? Do
Not
you
here,
want
anyway.
to be helped?
I don't know anymore. I had the power of the stars for a time. He was able to shift it, manipulate it, and turn me into almost it fully. There's Thalarin, who is quite literally trapped, puppeting his sentinels. Nira sits in a library surrounded by knowledge that she can study as long as she likes and cannot tell or teach anyone anything. Seraphina tends to gardens with no one to view them. Eleron used to stay here and observe the Expanse until I tricked him and trapped him down there. I tricked him. I made him think there was something wrong with the energy source, which was my domain. I was supposed to care for it. It's a symbiotic fusion of magic, technology, starlight, but it's very powerful. I feel like he's been down there for some time now. It's probably only some time till he works out how to do something with it. He's very smart.
When you say you fear what he's become, what do you mean?
I am light. Seraphina is nature. Thalarin is technology. Elian is knowledge. All these things last and persist longer than organic things normally would. Elarion, he never really did anything to himself. Not that we knew of. Yet he still kept up.
Do I know what a lich is?
You make an Arcana check.
Can I make a history check to see if I've heard of anything? Not very good at history.
Sure. With 13 Atlas. Nah, nothing.
I don't know what liches are.
Not even.
That's
You
a
can't even think of a spell. Yeah, see, Cyrus. There's no spells that come to mind. There are stories, maybe, Cyrus, of like people who strive for like eternal life, like the fount of youth and things like that. But like,
Come with us. We can get you out of here.
I don't think that's wise.
Why not?
I don't think any of us should leave here. We're not
What if
of this world anymore.
The big world.
what if we helped you remove this Alarian?
If Valerian was gone, I'd feel more comfortable in leaving. But I don't think I can live a normal life like this. And I don't know if I would live without this anymore.
Want to?
I honestly can't remember what it was like. And I would recommend you leave here before you feel the same.
Are you happy here?
I am contented. I think we all are.
If Alarian got out or was able to do something with the tech here, what would that mean? Would there be any greater outcomes than just the station being affected?
I truly don't know. I intervened before because I was worried of what he was planning. But now that I've been here and studied his observatory, there's no obvious plan, no machinations in place. Unless it's all in his head still. I think he just wanted to watch the world and wanted to do it with people around him. To defend him, make his gardens pretty, make him artwork, she like gestures to the statues, and keep his knowledge.
I turn you into...
What you are.
That is a question not for me.
That girl down there, she's...
Mushroom.
I know. I have great pity for Seraphine. I don't think, unlike the rest of us, I think the spores took her mind long before it took her body. I don't think she fully understands because I don't think she... Maybe it is a blessing. I think she may be the only one who truly has gone. I think the spores, those fungi, have taken her moniker and her memories and have embraced them. But I don't think she is her anymore. Not the one who I once knew. She sounds like, looks somewhat like, but I don't think it's her anymore. The same way I think if you asked my mother if I was still her daughter, she would probably say no. It's hard to see your own reflection without mirrors. But we all made our choice to be here with him. And even faith put wrongly is still faith put somewhere.
If you want to stay here like this, then it's none of my business to tell you otherwise, but... I used to have nightmares of becoming something like...
If you got on my request, it would be to destroy this spire, but you would need some serious might. And Thalarin would come out in full force. It is not just some small little sentinels to worry about. There are much bigger things that are tucked behind walls and hidden, even from my knowledge. but I know that Alarion worked closely with him to make sure the defenses were more than adequate.
Perhaps he could be persuaded otherwise.
Thalarin is all logic. Thalarin, I don't think, has any, what the humans call humanity left.
Iris, you're good at putting your humanity aside in cases of logic. Think you could talk to him?
I could try, but we both know I'm not the most persuasive person in the world.
You don't need to be persuasive to someone if you're only using logic. You just need to present said facts.
He's down in the resonance chambers if you want to seek him out. He's in one of those pods.
Why not?
Sure, why not?
Just be careful. Anger him and he may not let you leave the station. Or give him any reason to. Right now, the strangers. Strangers are interesting, but mostly harmless until they're not. And then they're a threat. And then threats die.
Yeah, he blew up my alcohol.
Anything
Not
that risks
the
the
drink.
station. I can't imagine he'll have taken too kindly if you already met Serafina.
Aye.
She is one of the more vulnerable ones to the outside infections and things, being the matter that she is.
Knocked on our door.
She's a curious one. But you've, I'm sure, sent her on her way.
No.
Ah,
Hmm.
In fact, she may no longer be with us, depending on how well our cleric went.
Astra's very good, though. She's very gentle. She would give the best care.
just be
To
careful
anyone.
what you expose her to. The spores that make her up are completely alien to all other planets. They are a unique breed to this station. I don't know how they'd react to other external stimuli.
Noted. We should probably inform Astra about that.
Meanwhile, down on the Chimera. Astra, anything you'd like to do?
I've
Search through the cupboards for some fungicide, maybe. Anyone got that black mold spray?
get any of Ash or Atlas's alcohol, bathe herself in it.
Panic.
I'm thinking, but I don't know how sensible it is.
What would Astra do?
Serafina sneezes, and the spores go.
That could be really bad, or that could
Your
be
previous
benign.
medicine check, Astra, whenever she last breathed in, if you recall, she didn't seem to breathe.
She's spreading the spores. Get her out of here.
Asha would probably say something like she'd like to see the garden.
Okay.
If she'd be so
Of course,
kind to show
I
her.
can show you around if you'd like to follow me. And the spore.
And Astra also gets like a mask or something, ties it
Sure.
around her neck over
She
her
doesn't
face.
react.
Like, you can't see her anyway, so it doesn't matter. And she probably looks to Son. She's like, maybe you should like hand him something to cover his mouth with.
You want me to clean up? You want me to clean my... Okay. Have I got dirt on my face? Where is it? Is it under my eyes? I can't see under my eyes because they're like my eyes are above it. Is it there? Did I get it? How about now? It's the upper eye.
So
Sorry, it's the upper eye. It's that one. Did I get it? How about now?
She'll take it off. Sunshine and just tie it round for himself.
Oh, I'm being gagged badly.
For a good reason. Come on, Serafina, let's go. Sunshine, if you could wipe down everything, and she probably grabs like the strongest alcohol she can find and hands gloves. Get to work.
Sure.
Clean. I'll be back.
I'm
Tell
not
me
some
all the
house
right
cat, you know.
Please, Sunshine. For all
I
of
will
us.
clean.
Thank you.
Gets on his hands and knees and starts scrubbing the floors.
Saparna, can you check air quality?
Checking. There is a minor corruption. I'm detecting some impurities in the med bay.
Is there a ventilation system?
I can vent the entire system, yes. It does seem that the area is breathable. The atmosphere is breathable outside. So I can flush it and fill it up with air from the external.
You hold fire until I get confirmation from...
Certainly.
the
I
captain.
can exclude simply the top level if you're worried about the whole ship. But it will mean we're running on a third of our oxygen lost, if that's the case. We can recycle some, but it will take a lot. We would need to enter a planet with some kind of breathable gas if you don't want to use this one.
We just seal off the med bay for now.
Just seal the med bay for now.
With sunshine.
Sealing the
in
med
it.
bay, and the door locks in.
But Sunshine has the mask, so he can leave eventually. I should probably say, if you feel yourself getting lightheaded, just leave.
Okay. You tell us something before you leave. Cool. And then, yeah, that's fine.
Excuse me.
Panic station.
Yep. What else? You just gonna lead her outside?
Mm-hmm.
She keeps sneezing as she
I'm
goes.
just- I'm just getting the
Sorry.
Wally, the little robot, foreign contaminant.
Sorry, I don't know.
My sister once sent me a really long message about how she would get in a relationship with that robot and then it would go downhill.
I must
Mop.
have some allergies or something. Sorry.
Maybe she's allergic to cats.
Is she regrowing spores by sneezing?
Maybe a perception check.
Every sneeze, just a little piece of her face comes back.
That's a 9.
A 9. You're like lesser restoration, like 8 away. It's pretty clean, like clean cuts. They are beginning to, like little fingers of fungi begin to reach out.
Key bad.
Asher probably use sending to try and reach out to any of them. The grip text. It's like, Serafina is kinda mushroom undead thing. Let her out of ship. Afraid she was contaminating. Wearing mask. I'm okay.
Who are you messaging? You have to pick
Cyrus.
someone. Sending is a
Cyrus.
single target. You send Cyrus. Cool.
If there's
Probably-
words left, heading to
As
Pardon?
you are dismounting,
Sending.
as you're dismounting, unless Cyrus wants to respond.
Where are you going? Be careful. We are going to security leader.
Security
Possible
leader.
hostage situation going on.
Well, Barros and Volgar are on their way back.
Barros and Volgir are on way back. Bye.
You don't get a lot of messages, do you, Cyrus?
No. Cyrus will relay all that information to Atlas as well. So the mushroom
mean,
ladies left the
I'm
ship.
pretty sure it's said aloud, isn't it? Unless you have like a.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Did you want to chime in with that message? You could have told me what to say rather than letting me do it.
She messaged you, not me.
Well, you know, you said I don't get many messages, and so I must have said something wrong.
Not wrong, just the way you answered was kind of weirdly stilted.
There's a word limit. I had to think about condensing the information. And how do you explain there are 4 people on this ship and one might be evil and keeping them here? The easiest way to say that is possible hostage situation.
People might be a vague description, to be honest. I mean...
Well, yeah, I mean, they're like...
She looked made of space more than anything, and,
Well, you sometimes look like you're made out of space.
What?
Yeah, you know when you, like, go all glittery and you throw the light...
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
No, it's like you literally you turn into like stars and then you throw like little stars out of your hand. They kind of shape like arrows, but you don't shoot them out of a bow. You just kind of throw them at people.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know I looked weird when I did that.
It's not weird. You just kind of look like her, except in an owlin shape. Starry.
Pretty weird. Anyway, she was mostly stars, and that other library lady looked more like a
mushroom.
Half a lady. No, the one Barros
you mean the
Vulgar
one that was like?
to.
Yeah, she didn't have any legs.
Yes.
And
or a lower torso.
There were tubes in her.
Yeah, I used to have nightmares of looking almost exactly like her, to be honest.
Legless.
Full of tubes and bits of me missing.
Oh. Yeah. I kind of a badge of honor on Abaddon. I know many people have got their arms and legs cut off, but they just got like robotic ones attached. Usually meant they could hit harder than just with their flesh.
Well, something tells me she's not going to be able to hit very hard.
Yeah.
And our lovely mushroom pal down on the ship. Let's just say, I am not looking forward to finding out what Thalarian looks like.
Well, she said mushroom necromancy. I didn't think that, because mushrooms are like life, you know, like fungus finds a way to live in horrible places, but necromancy is like dealing with dead shit, isn't it?
Mushrooms by nature are a cleanup crew. They feed off dead and decaying matter.
So if her entire skin is mushroom... Oh, God.
You know an interesting fact about mushrooms?
What?
So, when you imagine a mushroom, you imagine, you know, the cap and the stem, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that is no more the mushroom than an apple is the apple tree. The mushroom is only the fruit.
So where is the rest of the mushroom?
Spread throughout miles and miles of soil. Roots like a tree.
So if the little mushroom she plucked off her head was the fruit, she's the tree?
Yes.
Or she entirely made out of mushroom?
Or she's the fruit, and the tree is the entire garden.
Which is exactly where Astra's going. Is Astra going to become a mushroom? Do we need to be concerned?
He didn't seem hostile in any way.
No, but hostile doesn't exactly translate to not dangerous. Or not hostile doesn't translate to not dangerous.
I can probably mix up a fungicide, but taking it's gonna suck.
Let's not talk about that in case security protocol decides to
meant for
blast
Astra.
us off into space.
Something tells me she's a little past it. Regardless, let's go see Thalarian and see what he has to say about, security.
Yeah.
Appeal to his
logic.
Okay, so you guys are gonna head down towards the residence chambers. Try to find Thalarian.
Yeah, yourself arrested again, robot boy.
Meanwhile, Astra, you just step off the ship with Serafina as Beros and Volgir arrive. Beros and Volgir, you immediately notice Serafina is missing half of her face and top of her body.
She always
And
looked
she
like
is a
that.
skeleton underneath.
You're muted.
You did.
Hey, Astor, who's your friend?
No care.
This is
He's seen people with
Serafina.
half a face before.
She tends the gardens here. I tried to heal her, but didn't have quite the impact. So I figured we should go see her gardens while they're beyond the ship. You're welcome to join.
Oh, I'm sure Volgi would like to join. He could do with the fresh air. I'm going to go back to the ship and make myself a biscuit.
Check with Saparna if she thinks the ship should be ventilated. Or if just the med bay. She was talking about oxygen levels, it confused me.
Oh,
Have
sure.
I
Why-
done something wrong?
Why would
No, it's just every now and again
Puff
this
of
needs to
spores.
be done.
Volga, you like gardens, don't you? You're kind of into nature.
no?
You're a
Not at
nature
all.
guy.
No. I'm more curious on how she got on the ship.
Atlas invited her in.
Oh, I gotta fucking.
Can we have a chat with Atlas?
Shut the
at some
fuck up,
point? Because
Astra.
She keeps
Snitch!
bringing
Snitches
these
get
creatures
stitches!
that are gonna kill us one day.
Atlas
Onto
thought
a
she
ship.
needed medical care.
Then bring the medic to the person, not bring the person to the medic.
Volga, stop being so rude. She's right there.
Is she?
Yes, I'm here.
See, she
Are you
responded
you?
in a-
Or is there spores in a skeleton?
You can't ask a lady that. Volga, have you ever been around women?
Very rude.
You see, she
Gonna hurt her.
tilts her head at Volgir, and then she starts to like look down at herself. She can't see anything. And she brings her hands to herself. She was feeling again.
Astra gives a vulgar look as if to why did you do that?
And then she just like collapses down onto the ground, like on a seat. So just sits on the ground. And she just starts like, it's weird because her shoulders move like she's sobbing, but she doesn't make any noise. No liquid rolls down her cheek.
You hurt the mushroom girl's feelings!
And every time she inhales, then she goes like, and as she like puffs out that like 3 times of that like sob, the spores will like spill out, and they begin to grow quickly, like up her, like grow faster and faster.
Volga will just silently go.
Can we keep
I'm so
her?
I'm so conflicted. I kind of care about the mushroom girl now.
I want her.
So-
Let's keep her.
Her
mean,
sad little mushroom.
I'm just gonna turn to Beros and Astra and just go. I think it's time that we leave.
We've got to wait for Atlas and Osiris anyway. So,
Ogre's there,
That's
like,
right.
yeah, cut your losses. Let's go.
Astra, you have until they come back, and then we have to leave. Volgair, go back to the ship and cycle the fucking air, whatever Astra requested. Go make yourself useful.
Let's just see Serafina back to her garden at least, after upsetting her, like glaring at Volgir.
The girl I try to comfort her.
Volga will shrug his shoulders and walk off into the ship.
Make me a persuasion check, Astra, just to see if you can like bring her back round.
Get advantage for not being a dick to her this far.
Her friend, she was a dick.
Seven.
She seems inconsolable. She doesn't even speak anymore. She just keeps doing this like repetitive motion.
Mhm.
She doesn't seem to want to move. She's just like knelt by the entrance to your ship.
Take the sad little mushroom's hand and guide her back to the garden.
Scared of the
Describe that
mushrooms.
topiary to her that she can't see.
It's not a bad idea. Serafina, what does your favorite topiary look like? Or what do you imagine it to be?
I made one that it should look like a deer.
Let us go find it.
She very reluctantly picks herself up off the ground. Maybe strangers aren't
okay.
all good.
Slight panic. Vulgar's mean to everyone.
But you're
I'm sorry.
nice.
We try to be. Barros is nice too. He really likes biscuits.
I think I used to like profiteroles.
That's a solid choice of biscuit.
Are they biscuits? I don't know the difference.
I'm not sure. They might just be buns. No, not buns. Dessert? Dessert.
Sweet things.
Hmm.
Everything tastes sweet now, but rot does that. That's the one sense I do have, Astra. Taste.
He makes her really cute and then creepy.
Ah, she's still cute.
Astra's passive insight
But I am very. My cute is broken. Like that entire in Baldur's Gate with the House of Healing, the like nuns in there. The whole time Harry's like, "Ugh," and I'm like, they're so adorable.
No, your
What's
cute
wrong
is
with you?
broken.
They're so
Your
cute.
cute is broken.
She's fucked.
They're so cute.
You
Just
you,
'cause
you lead her
oh,
to this
yay,
little
the
topiary.
patient is healing.
Yeah.
Patient is dead.
You lead her to this little topiary.
They're
It looks like a
just
little deer.
sleeping.
Resting.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
like, oh, absolute baby, let's take her with us.
Yeah, you lead her to this
Mr.
little topiary.
Lydia
Looks like a
is
deer.
my
It's
child.
like walking around. It takes probably like like 10 minutes as you're kind of having this conversation.
Does it actually look like a deer? Or does it look like mushroom abomination deer?
It is a beautiful topiary. It is made of these beautiful blue blooming like shrubberies.
Alice looking at it like, doesn't look anything like a deer. It's only got one head.
It's got a very impressive like antler structure made of like where the branches all kind of sprawled out that have clearly been grown deliberately to form that kind of shape and structure. It is beautiful. There is no other word for it.
It's gorgeous. It reminds me of the deer back home.
Good. You hold your hand.
Astra wear gloves. I'm pretty sure she does.
I think she does.
Yeah, she'll let her then.
She's like looking in the direction, but she's clearly not looking.
Astra will like casually just like walk and guys her. So she's looking at it.
She just listens to you.
And maybe puts her hand like on it as well.
She runs her hand over it. The plants, they don't beat like life does, even though they are alive. There's no heart. They're hard to see without it. But life tastes interesting. As does the flowers, in different ways. You taste different.
What do you think would happen if I gave this bitch the magic Viagra?
You taste like salt and fresh air. Most people just taste like salt from their sweat.
Atlas tastes like fried chicken.
I'm now curious to like see what Seraphina thinks everybody tastes like.
Do me, do me!
And more the question is, how does she know what people taste like?
I
Through
assume
the
she's
skin.
touched people before.
She touched Astra. Astra touched her.
Touching me.
She lets go of your hand.
Touching shrooms.
I grew up on an island. So it's probably embedded at me at this stage.
I wonder if that means that I taste of dirt and leaves. It's funny, I can taste everything I touch, but I can't taste myself. I guess the same way you can't really see yourself? Not really.
Your nose is meant to be there. Like, you can't see it, but your brain tells you no.
Really? I always just thought I had a small nose.
She still
Your
even
brain
have
just
a
more-
nose poster.
No, the nose is gone. She's got half. She's like the Phantom of the Opera cut out from her face.
R.I.P. Seraphina's nose.
But yeah, that is probably where we're going to stop for today because it is getting late. We will pick up next time with Cyrus and Atlas going to visit one of the other remaining residents you've not met yet.
Valerian.
Boy. I hope he looks like Robocop.
See you next time. Bye. Bye.